Naeem Ali is joining us right now, and I wanted to get into something that's related to my expertise, which is language, which is etymology. Do you guys know what etymology is?
I do now.
You do now.
Like the origin of words.
See?
So he's
Naeem got it.
on it.
I don't know what the hell you were talking about earlier. You want to hear what he said? Dan, you remember what he said?
It's like where you travel a great distance.
No, he said something like.
I was close
He
to
was
that.
he's like, is that when you like go into a building? And
I was like, when you go into a group and they immediately were like, no.
He was like, you be like Greek gods. You be like Zeus.
He was describing MTV Cribs and we're like, exactly. That's not what it is exactly. But no, yeah. I mean, it is. You sort of get in there and you get the meaning of the words, and then you get out before anyone knows you're in there.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
I was
you're
just
right.
imagining just like a Scrooge McDuck vault full of dictionaries. He just dive into-
Alex hates this bit.
I hated it the first time. Literally got out of the car and you jumped down my throat. And then I was like, good fucking God. I hope we don't bring it back up. We were literally talking about, we'll edit that out. It didn't record.
And then we went
Great.
right back. I had to get my MTV Cribs joke in there
yeah,
again.
exactly.
I think you know that me and Dan were not going to let that go.
I'm not shocked. I'm not absolutely surprised.
All right, so now you have a stigma on you of being an idiot who
Yep.
doesn't understand words.
Yeah, that's how it is.
So you need an etymology lesson. But I think you already know about the etymology of weed.
Right. I hear ya.
So I know it's very commonly known in America as marijuana,
Right.
but it wasn't
From
always
the
called that.
20s,
Yeah,
30s.
from the 30s. But it was originally called cannabis.
It is.
It's still called
It
cannabis.
is
Right.
But
cannabis.
that was
It's not
its
just
really its only
called it.
name that it was known by was cannabis before the 1930s. And there's a lot of dark, sinister reasons for that. Are you
Right.
guys familiar with this
I
background?
am
Yeah.
familiar with
Yeah.
it.
Well,
It's
doesn't
where you
marijuana
go-
mean like devil plant or something?
Devil's lettuce.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
knew it was something like that.
Yeah, that's they had that in that.
That's fucked up.
That movie. What is the one that you were mentioning?
Reefer Madness?
Reefer Madness. That's
Yeah.
what they call it. Yeah.
So what is your perspective on this, Alex?
It was like a senator. I don't remember who or whatever,
Yeah.
or if he was a House rep, but it was a congressman. Started calling it marijuana with
Yeah.
an H.
That
Yes.
sounds
yes.
That sounds so southern. This marijuana.
Yeah, exactly.
From the-
I think he was from the Midwest, but yeah, like it was right. Theoretically, in the South, they would have been more okay with it because they were more familiar with it.
Yeah, right.
This is
right.
this is a like you said, the 30s. This is like a talking about kind of like jazz music being
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah.
You know, this is
Yeah.
like one thing they were attaching to other things. You know,
So
Mexico.
it's like everything cool comes from the devil.
Yeah,
Jazz, weed, devil.
exactly. Right.
Damn.
Yeah. But I think it was like anytime they wanted people not to like something, they would attach some kind of jingoism to it.
Right.
So this was it. But I went deeper into it today, and basically it was a bunch of different things. There was a guy, I think William Randolph Hearst. He had a lot of money in timber, which is because he had a printing
Right. He had a paper printing
conglomerate.
this. Yeah.
And he didn't want hemp to compete with. That door does not work.
Papyrus. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because hemp is like an alien plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the best
it's a
plant
show.
ever.
Yeah, it's a very industrial. You can
Yeah.
use it for so many things,
For
right?
anything, yeah.
Exactly. So they killed that, just like they killed the electric car. It's like
Right,
hemp
right.
and marijuana. They go hand in hand. The other thing is that they're different,
Yeah,
but they outlawed both.
yeah,
You
right,
know?
right, yeah.
Yeah, crazy. I didn't mean
That
to totally cut you off.
So it was that hemp and paper, and then there was also nylon, which is another thing. So DuPont had a lot of money tied up in nylon, and then also I forget what the guy's name was, but there was a guy who was the United States Treasurer at the time, and he was also the richest man in the country. So he was just kind of
What?
mixing the pot.
Obvious.
But he had a lot of money invested in DuPont and nylon. And so it was really just a concerted effort to make sure that hemp could not compete with paper in printing and production and product development. It really had nothing to do with the drug at all. It was just like, how can we get everybody on board with this in a way that could that people will get emotional about? And it's like, oh, we'll put an ethnic,
Right.
jingoistic edge on it, and then
Yeah, it's a rather
and
American
then put it on
plant.
the drugs.
Yeah.
And then put the emphasis on the drugs, and then just tie all that into it. So what they did is they created this plan called, there was like a marijuana tax act, and the idea was that they were putting this import tax or some kind of tax on hemp, so that they could protect. I forget what it was, so they could protect the industry, but it was like you had to like apply for like a license to pay this tax in order to purchase marijuana.
Oh, so they made it
sounds like
purposely
today.
difficult.
Yeah, right.
It sounds like medical marijuana.
But it was
in
illegal.
Jersey.
Yeah.
It was illegal. So the only way you could buy marijuana is if you admitted to it. It was like
Oh.
they
Oh,
eventually
damn.
overturned it because they were like, well, this is a violation
It's a
of the
trap.
Fifth Amendment.
Yeah, right. It's a scam.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it took like 30 years, for
Right.
them to do it. But it was basically they just threw all this stuff together, and they're like, yeah, all of this is illegal.
Yeah.
The paper, the material, the weed,
Yeah.
and it's not cannabis anymore. It's marijuana,
Right.
and it's Mexican, and it's dirty,
Right.
and don't do it.